Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Camilla, I'm in grade 9, and today I'll be talking to you about the effects that ICT has on jobs. This is chapter 5 of the IGCSE ICT syllabus. And in order to understand the effects that ICT can have, we first need to look at what a typical job looks like. So full-time, this is the most common job. It is from 9 to 5 usually, and it is 30 to 40 hours per week. This is what our teachers work, for example. However, imagine you are a student and you want to look for a side income. You could consider a part-time job. In a part-time job, you would have to work less hours than a regular job, but you can choose to do this in two ways. You could either work less hours in a day, meaning you work all 5 days of the week, but only a couple hours in the evening, or you could work less days in a week. So you work a full Monday and Thursday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, you don't have to go to work. Compressed hours is another interesting one. This is when you work a full job, 30 to 40 hours, but in less days. So say you complete your 40 hours, instead of from Monday to Friday, you complete it in 3 days or 4 days. So that would be Monday to Wednesday, Monday to Thursday. And lastly, job sharing. Job sharing is when you have multiple employees complete the same job. However, they split it up. So they have the same tasks, they have the same responsibilities, they have the same duties, and they work the same hours, but at different times, because they maybe might not be able to complete the whole thing by themselves. Alright, so now that you understand that, let's talk about robots. These guys have been introduced to make the work environment more efficient, and their task is to complete simple jobs with little human supervision and intervention. And in this case, you can watch them box packages, and that's of course a simple enough task for them to be able to do, and it's kind of hard to mess up, right? So let's talk about their advantages. Firstly, they are more productive. They are not limited by human needs. Now this means humans, we need to eat, we need to use the washroom, and most of all, we need to sleep 8 hours a day. Imagine you could work throughout that entire time. Robots can do that, and so they are more productive. Secondly, more accurate. Even if it's a simple task, sometimes we can get a bit careless and make silly mistakes. Using a robot would be able to safeguard us from stuff like that. Thirdly, they are more resilient. They are stronger, both physically, in the sense that they can lift up heavy objects, but also they can go to scary, dangerous conditions like a forest in the middle of the night or near a fast-flowing river, and they will not have to worry about their safety. They are also immune to boredom. Now, sometimes we get a little bit bored, We wake up in the morning, we don't want to go to work and do the same old, repetitive task. Robots don't have feelings. They don't mind it. And this actually goes hand in hand with our last point. They will obey their employer. They will not question, they will not go on strike, they will not rebel, and bonus point, they don't need salaries. However, there's a couple disadvantages as well. Firstly, expensive. They are very costly, whether it is to repair them, to maintain them, and even to set them up. And although you will spend less money in the long run, sometimes people just can't afford it to pay all at once. They are also hard to replace. Now this is a little bit hard to understand, so let me do my best to explain. Robots usually typically work in groups, in the sense they work in a line management, and if one of them is missing, if one of them is broken and cannot work, there's nobody else who can fill in for this one person or this one robot in this situation. And so the production may have to stop. It is hard to resume work if one of them is unusable. They also, in a way, cause job loss. Although they do open up opportunities for special skilled people, they also close a bunch of opportunities for people who maybe are less fortunate and can do simple tasks, like in this case, boxing things. And similarly, although they do not need as much supervision, they do need to be reprogrammed every time a task changes. And this goes again hand in hand with the last point. They lack common sense. And not having a mind of their own can be good in a way, but also bad because they're not able to take initiative or, in this case, think for themselves. So now that that's over, that's it. It's a very simple topic. You just need to know the pros and the cons and the effects that employing robots would have. So in this case, what effects do you think employing robots will have on the car worker industry? So I've given you 4 options. 2 of them are legitimate, 2 of them are not. You may take your time if you need to pause the video, and I'll give you the answer in 3, in 2, and in 1. Firstly, the first statement is more technical staff must be employed. This is true because people need to be able to program the robots, need to be able to ensure that they're doing it right, repair them, maintain them, all of that stuff. Car workers can have more breaks. This is an IGCSE question, and so you need to pay a little bit more attention. In this case, no, because, well, not entirely. They would still have tasks to do. They may become unemployed, like the last statement says, but they won't have more breaks, and they definitely won't get paid less. So, yeah, that is all. Thank you very much, and Assalamu alaikum.